This is This Normal? And I have no idea what I was just going to say. Is This Normal? Brought to you by the Center for Positive Sexuality and
Exquisite Restraint Corsets.
And I am your host, Emily.
What was that? One Love.
Yep. And who are you?
I'm Simone.
You're Simone. All right. And we wanted to do a big shout out to Lorelai. Happy birthday, Lorelai.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
watching. And we'll get Mika to say happy birthday to you too, because he can't miss that. First of all, however, today is International Women's Day.
I'm not very excited.
Today is International Women's Day. Apparently
excited.
it is also Pancake Day in England. So, eat a pancake, support a woman, support a pancake, whatever. I don't know. However that works for you. Do whatever works, whatever you like.
I'm just kind of
And it's
stuck
Fat
on
Tuesday.
I'm stuck
And
on
it's Fat Tuesday.
It is.
That's right, happy Mardi Gras.
It's Mardi Gras.
From somebody who's lived through
Mardi
it,
Gras chick.
happy
Yeah.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means, what, tomorrow you have to all go get your ashes and then give up something for 40 days?
I heard people saying that they were going to attempt to give up Farmville. And I didn't see a single person say that they were going to give up Twitter, so I guess they're not going to do that.
I'm giving up Catholicism.
Hey!
Give
there
up
we go.
Catholicism for
Lent.
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Well, no, you bring up International Women's Day, and I'm not very excited because in the news I saw where in Egypt they attempted to have the Million Woman March, and the women were harassed. They were picked on. There wasn't quite a million women, and it's so funny that they want the rights that we have, and they have so far to go. And here we are in our country. We have so much. We have so much time on our hands that rights are getting taken away. Attempting, which we could probably talk about later if we have time, but the right wing is just going woo crazy right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of
rolling back some stuff
going on.
We're so privileged. We have so much, so that means it gives people time to sit around and decide what you can do with your body.
Yeah. Well,
And we have states in America. I was talking about this with a friend the other day. Each state is almost its own country in America.
Definitely.
And that's tough.
It is
can be
difficult.
tough.
It's very difficult, and each state gets to determine how it interprets federal law.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it can be very confusing. March 1st, which was last Tuesday, it was interviewed on The Female Voice.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a longer interview.
Yeah.
With Janet Hardy and the other women who were on there. And it's now up on their site. So if you go to ideopod.com, ideopod.com/thefemalevoice with hyphens between those three words, the female voice, my interview is up now. And so they interviewed me about the Center for Positive Sexuality and what we do and all of that. So that was really great. That was fun.
Was this long distance over the phone?
It was long distance over the phone. They all call in and Skype in or something.
Yeah.
So even their cast of interviewers are all coming from different places. So it was really interesting. And they were asking me about doing this show, about doing Is This Normal, and asking about the show. And I was saying that, of course, our greatest obstacle is technology.
Yeah.
That seems to be our greatest obstacle, not finding guests, not doing the show. My next biggest obstacle is speaking. But after that, it's usually technology, and they totally agreed because they actually had to cancel their show that was previous to the one I was interviewed on because they had so many technical problems they couldn't go live. And they got, and that's just the way it is. So they totally understood that.
And so one of the women interviewing you is Janet Hardy,
yes,
who is kind of a celebrity in the sex-positive world.
Yeah,
we have a few of her books.
Really, really amazing woman.
Yeah, she usually co-authors with Dossie Easton.
Or Kathleen Litz.
Yeah.
It was really incredible. And I was like, oh my god.
The ethical slut. Radical.
I should be interviewing her.
I know. We wanted.
Hopefully we can get her to Los
What state
Angeles.
does she live?
She's in San Francisco.
That's easier though.
We'll get her down.
If they come,
State.
if they come into town, we can try to get them.
Indeed.
She's on the long list.
Yeah.
That includes.
There's a long list.
Buck Angel and Jiz Lee.
Yep.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. And so that you know, as far as the center is concerned, later on this month, see, I can't talk. Later on this month, March 22nd, I'm going to be teaching a live online class through creativesexuality.org, Women and Sex. And it's a class for anyone who has vulvas, wants a vulva, wants to play with a vulva, and if you don't know what vulva means, take the class. And that would be done at 3 p.m. Pacific time through creativesexuality.org. The class costs $15, and it's a live interactive online course, so it's very, very cool. And that evening is this normal show for March, and we're going to have
April Flores. And you can find her website is fattyd.com. Fatty, F-A-T-T-Y-D, just
Letter D.
All one word, fattyd.com. And her husband, Carlos Batts, is a director. And if you don't know who she is, she's a beautiful, voluptuous BBW porn star who is also into more queer porn.
Yeah.
And her husband is this far-out avant-garde director. My brother and I actually worked with him on non-porn related creative stuff. The guy comes from like a music background, photography background. He directed music videos, like Danzig and a bunch of other people. So he brings a lot of that sensibility to what he does. So you got him, he's a powerhouse, and then you got April, who is beautiful. And I have can we tout companies here? Is it okay?
Sure.
This was Siren's flyer, and Siren is, of course, part of JT Stockroom. And JT Stockroom also owns Stormy Leather. And here's a photo of April Flores modeling Stormy Leather. I can tell you the photo's a little bit older. I can tell by looking at her hair how old it is. I've actually known them, been acquainted with them for years now. So how's that shaft? Is that good? You done? Okay.
Fabulous. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be great. And we're still looking to reschedule Lisa Welpe for April. And we've got a few other guests. And we also have decided that we're going to try to get Adita Knack back here. If you saw, she was on the show about a year ago, talking about her book Damaged Goods, which is a wonderful book about women dealing with living with non-curable STDs. And she specifically targets HPV. And we brought up on the show several shows ago this uproar about HPV causing oral cancer, and that's still going through the internet and everything. And we want to talk with her about it, because I have not seen the first-hand data. Yeah. All I've read are people's interpretations of the data, and I haven't seen the actual research, and I want to see the actual research and get her opinion.
I'm really proud of us, because we had Adina on, and it's like, we dealt with HPV fears a year ago, and now all of a sudden, everybody's like, HPV fears, and we had asked, why aren't they trying to give Gardasil and the other vaccination
to men?
To men.
At that point. And now it's all up now everybody's saying, oh, we should be vaccinating men. So we said this a year ago.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other people that you just don't hear from, because reasonable people would be asking that, but that wasn't getting the news.
Although I had one of our watchers actually ask me, because somebody had posted, okay guys, go out and get vaccinated, and I said, well, understand that if you're over 24, you're not, you don't,
well, they won't give it to you.
They won't give it to you.
I mean, you could be 14 sexually active, and they're still going to give it to you. You could lie and say, I haven't been sexually active.
Right, but if you're 24, been sexually active, they're not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
And one of our watchers and listeners said, well, why not? And I said, well, the fact is that most of the population, if you're over 24, you already have a strain of HPV, so the vaccination's not going to do any good. And the vaccination only targets like 3 out of the hundreds of strains of HPV. So,
and it sounds like this may be bad for me to say. It sounds like sometimes our bodies fight different strains of HPV, or different people react differently to HPV. It's not like HIV. It's not.
Yeah, it's not the same.
A death sentence. I don't even think it's like herpes where.
Where you even notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Most people have a strain of HPV, and you're not even aware that you have it. You may never pass it on to someone, or you may, and they may never know.
Yeah.
You may never know. and even getting tested for it may or may not show results.
What I hate, information is getting so diluted. Information has to become a 5-second soundbite. It has to become a one-liner.
No one's actually doing the background.
The story this week is that 50% of men in America have HPV. It gives you throat cancer. That's what's happening. And, there's more to it, people.
Yeah. And what we were talking about, I was talking with Shaft earlier tonight also about the idea, bless you, that there's very little scientific research that can prove causation beyond shadow of a doubt there. It's very, regardless of topic.
You mean with oral cancers and then cervical cancer?
Anything. To be able to say that this causes this and that there is a direct link there and we can absolutely prove that that happens, that's hard to do.
Yeah, cancers are hard, yeah.
It does, and again, it doesn't even have to be cancer. It can be anything. That this thing causes this thing directly, and we know that, and that's not caused by anything else, and that there aren't any other factors to consider. It can be very difficult to prove scientifically.
So do you think that the connection, the cervical cancer and HPV connection were maybe forced by pharmaceutical companies?
I don't know. I haven't read the data. I haven't seen the data, so I don't know.
The best thing is to keep asking, keep questioning,
So, I don't know.
11:40.
Okay. I want to hit one more topic.